This video is on the historical background of the immune system. It is believed that the first mention of the immune system was in written works by Thucydides around 430 BC. This was a time of war for Greece, and infections typically follow war into the population. This was the case during the Peloponnesian War. Through paleopathological studies, it is believed the war brought either typhus or smallpox to the region, with about 25% of the population dying. Thucydides noted that people who had the disease and recovered could nurse those who are currently sick without risk of catching the disease again. This observation of once infected leads to no further infections was also noted by Rhazes, a 10th century Persian physician. In the late 1700s, Edward Jenner used these past observations during an outbreak of smallpox in England. He knew that those that had a cowpox infection did not get smallpox. He took some of the infected material from a cowpox pustule and inoculated it into a young boy. After a few weeks, when the boy recovered from the cowpox, Jenner exposed the boy routinely to smallpox material, and the boy never developed the disease. This was the first vaccination to protect from a dangerous disease. Jenner is known as the father of immunology. Smallpox was eradicated worldwide in 1980. Almost a century later, Louis Pasteur pushed the field of immunology further. Pasteur developed the germ theory of diseases and invented the techniques to pasteurize both milk and wine, thus preventing infectious diseases from being passed by drinking milk and wine. He was working on bacteria that causes cholera in chickens, which is deadly. He started cultures of the cholera and was able to keep the bacteria sample active for over a year. Before going on vacation, he told his assistant to inject some of the chickens with a fresh batch of cholera. The assistant forgot and went on vacation himself. When the assistant came back a month later, he realized his oversight and injected the chickens with a month-old sample of cholera. The chickens got sick but did not die. When the error was discovered, Pasteur injected the chickens with a fresh culture and none of the chickens got sick. Pasteur realized the old culture was not as virulent as a fresh culture, and the old culture could be used to prevent serious disease. This was the first use of an attenuated vaccine. Perhaps the next big discovery came around 1936 by Peter Gorer in England. He and his colleague George Snell discovered the histocompatibility antigens and their role in transplantation, most notably in transplant tissue rejection. When an organ is transplanted into someone, the immune system can see the organ as a foreign invader and will attack it. The tissue will be destroyed by the macrophages and the natural killer cells. For a transplanted organ to survive, it must be as closely matched to the recipient of the organ as possible. When there is a mismatch, the transplanted organ will fail. Gorer and Snell's work advanced the field of transplantation remarkably. Small steps and observation were the basis for learning about the immune system and its function. This concludes the video on the historical background of the immune system.